Hi there, I'm Akita, and I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in because I've noticed something really cool about NotebookLM, and that being that you can now access NotebookLM in Gemini. So I'm here in Gemini. If I hit the plus, like normally you have upload files, add from drive, photos, import code, whatever. But then right here added is NotebookLM. This was not here the other day when I was in Gemini messing around with some stuff and just doing some work, working on some projects. So it seems as though if you click on this, you can go ahead and choose which notebook Gemini pulls information from. Not only that, you can actually choose multiple notebooks, and just add them. And when you do a prompt or tweak something or whatever, you can go ahead and get whatever output that you actually reference. It'll be pulled from these sources. But let me tell you why this is really kind of cool. And I'm going to go back over here to my junk drawer organizer business plan. Don't ask. Okay, I was doing something with a group of people earlier. This is one of my demonstration notebooks. Planning for 2026. Anyway, here's what I want to point out and why being able to actually access NotebookLM and use that as your sole source is so powerful here. And then I'm going to show you some cool things to do with it. Over here, if I go to add sources for the notebook, notice here how at the very bottom, and some people don't pay attention to this, but I kind of scan platforms. Look here at the bottom. Now I have Pro because I like to play around with all the features and stuff like that. But look how it says 1 out of 300. So I theoretically, depending on what business I'm researching or what topic I'm looking at or whatever, I could have up to 300 sources in this notebook. Now if you're on the free plan, I believe it's up to 50. I think. I'm not sure. But I think it's up to 50. But even so, that's a significant amount of data, resources, etc. that you're using for whatever topic that you're using it for. So let's just say I wanted to go ahead and I'm here in Gemini now, go to NotebookLM. I want this source for here. I want this source from this over here. And it actually tells you how many sources are in each, right? So if you have, say, 50 sources here and like 75 sources here, whatever, and you want to go ahead and combine the information and just pull from those sources, you have a great situation here where you're not going to have any hallucinations. You're not going to have any issues in terms of factual stuff. Of course, there's things on the back end you have to take a look at because it is AI. We do have to double check things. But the idea or the actual goal to not have AI hallucinating and basically making stuff up, that's what a hallucination means for AI, when it's just like throwing stuff at you, not because it's disrespectful, not because it's stupid, but because it's trying to fill in holes that it does not know exactly what you want. So it's going to give you your best guess. It's like that student in your class who's like, you're like, okay, what's the square root of, 9? And he's like, or she's like, 17. It's like they really don't, it's not like they don't actually want to give the right answer. It's just that they're guessing what you want. And so it's no different with AI as far as that's concerned. You just have to give it some parameters. And this allows you to give Gemini some parameters. And I love this. And not only just parameters, but parameters with a lot of resources. So synthesis, taking lots of resources, doing new things with it. So I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do with this new feature of being able to actually incorporate NotebookLMs, your notebooks, into Gemini. In no particular order, here's the first one. So using it to go ahead and create or synthesize new resources. I'm going to go ahead and just zoom on in. So I use this one prompt, using just the attached NotebookLM resources as sources, create a short report that synthesizes my 2026 goals and a junk drawer empire business. That's what these 2 things are. Use helpful tables and bullet points to organize the information and speak like Dr. Seuss because your girl is crazy. I just wanted to see what it was going to do. So it did its thing. It's all good. And then we have like a drawer fixing plan for the year 26, a report for a teacher with new business tricks. The dream of a life that fits like a glove. You are a teacher with a class of 22, but you want a business that works for you too. You want calm mornings and no constant fright, and financial freedom that helps you sleep tight. All right, so it basically is breaking down the information in both notebooks. We have tables. We have this made up business. We have it like going with my 2026 goals. And I'll be darned, it keeps the Dr. Seuss here. So if you take into account any notebook can have, if you're on the pro plan can have up to 300 sources, and a free plan can have up to 50, it's pulling from your source list. It's a freaking crazy assistant to help you out with your different things. Then over here we have my goal, financial freedom without burnout, selling drawer reset guides while you are asleep, predictable income is yours to go keep. I mean, like literally, right? So it can synthesize a lot of cool stuff. As a matter of fact, if I wanted to go ahead and say, okay, create an infographic, I misspelled create an a 2:3 aspect ratio, got to put that in there, infographic that summarizes the information in both notebooks above. Use Minecraft art style with bright colors and a black woman with a huge afro. I'm going to go ahead and click tools, hit create images, and then let it go ahead and do its thing. Because now with the synthesis, you can have it do, you know, use that Nano Banana Pro, work it out, do a new infographic, which you can have it do that. Let's be real here. You can have it do that in the actual notebook, but you can't combine the two as easily. Here in Gemini, you can go ahead and just work your magic, and it's going to go ahead and kick out what you want. So that's the first use. I'm going to let this go ahead and cook and do what it needs to do. Let it cook like a turkey, and let's go on to the next use case. So next use case being, you can have it make like an actual quiz or a game or something of that nature. Now, here's the junk drawer empire quiz. Now, I can literally take here, I'll just go ahead back and show you. So I can go ahead and grab NotebookLM. I'm going to go ahead and grab the junk drawer organizer plan. And then over here, I'm going to click on tools, hit canvas. And then what I did was, this is almost done. Let me finish up this thought though with the game. So what I'm going to do here is hit create an interactive game that tests me on how well I understand my junk drawer empire business plan. Only use the information from the NotebookLM file. So I'm going to take that, put it right here, and I'm also going to include a splash page that explains how to play the game and only include information from the attached NotebookLM file. And you want to put this in Canvas because over here, this is the canvas where things populate. And so it's going to show the code version, and it'll go ahead and show you the preview version. You can go over here and share it, copy the contents, and actually load it up on your own website or something of that nature. A lot of different use cases for Canvas and Gemini, and it's like rocking it out. So basically, this over here is doing its thing. Here's the code. The preview will be ready here in a moment, and so this is working. Now, the reason why it's so cool to have the notebook come into Gemini is because Notebook cannot do stuff like this, at least not yet. I don't know if that's on the Google's plan, if it's on its like checklist of things for it to be able to do, but something like this is actually pretty daggone cool. So we have here the Junk Drawer Empire quiz, and you can go over here and ask it to, make it more colorful. Or whatever you actually that you want to go ahead and tweak, you can go ahead and adjust that. So it's showing how to play. This is like the splash page. Hit next question, start the drawer audit. Gerald believes in you. Now in the junk drawer empire business, Gerald is this fake cat that I put in there. So like it's reading the notebook. So if I hit start the drawer audit, here I have what is the mission statement. I'm just guessing, I don't even remember what I put, but it's saying correct, that is a core pillar of the plan. Next question, and the drawer reset guide is a digital course with how many modules? I'm going to guess 5. I really don't know. Oh, I have it right. Range for the drawer audit. Free. Nope, that was wrong. This is the correct answer. Incorrect. Review your plan. So I might have to go back and test myself or whatever. But I'm a big fan of gamifying the living daylights out of stuff, be it for adults or for kids. So you have this right here. This is actually look, here we go. We got the mission, we got the goal, and see how this came out completely different? Notice that. Start the sorting. Gerald believes in me, the cat. right? So you can start all this right here. Looks completely different. The layout is different. I could ask, please make this more colorful. Make this game more colorful, and hit that, and it's going to go ahead and work its magic. Okay, so it can make games and interactive activities which you can then share. It's possible from a business standpoint. That sort of thing is really, really cool. But also, if you are someone just trying to test yourself or maybe test your students, you want to load something onto your website or your whatever, it's certainly a possibility. I love multiple uses of different things. Now over here, let me see if I can find it. So here is the actual 2:3 aspect ratio infographic that combines the 2026 vision with the fake junk drawer empire. I am not really doing a junk drawer anything. But look here, right? Time, freedom, financial stability. The sun is square, right? Here is the lady. Here are the business cheers. The woman with the afro that I wanted. It's looking great. It's looking fantastic. I could use this. I could download it right here and I'm good to go. And it's all synthesized information from the notebooks that I want, right? So it just really depends on your use case. Are you talking about ancient Greece? Are you talking about marketing tools for selling printables and teachers pay teachers on the off months? Whatever your research is, you can go ahead and condense it and use it and synthesize things to make it make more sense. So one, to synthesize information, not unlike here my little Dr. Seuss demo, to make interactive games and components. See, here we go. It's more colorful now. Look, it's certainly more colorful. You gotta love it. So those are two things. So synthesize, interactive activities and games. And the third one over here is literally, let me see here, create a commercial for my junk drawer business. Now, let me do a quick disclaimer. This is not free. This is on the pro plan only. Now, over here, the actual interactive activities or games, whatever you can think of, the synthesis and so forth, like taking things, making them into infographics or even slide decks, things of that nature, all can be done for free. There's a cap, I think, on usage to a certain extent, but you can get, if you know what you want, you can get there pretty quickly. This over here, not so much so. And as a matter of fact, I actually ran out of generations myself. But I asked it once I went ahead and let me show you how I went ahead and took, matter of fact, let me just go ahead and do a whole new chat. So I went ahead and I added the notebook again. And then when I did the junk drawer one and I added it, I said, okay, what else can we do with this? Because I happened to notice add that down here was saying create video, which I hadn't noticed before either. So I clicked on that and then all of this popped up. But see, it's not going to show you the full actual page because I'm literally out of generations. As you can see, you've reached your video generation limit until December the 15th, 1:41 p.m. So I think I got 3, maybe 4 generations on the pro plan, and that was about it. But I linked this and I put in my prompt. So over here, my prompt was create a commercial for my junk drawer business. Do not have any other text. Include a black woman with an afro and green rimmed glasses. So I put that there. It thought until it thought a hole in the ground. And then this is what it made up. Now I asked specifically to not have any other text because whenever I had text pop up, it would do something wonky and have the misspellings and everything else. So this is what I did instead. And I don't know if you can hear this, but it's actually pretty cool.
Does your junk drawer look like this? Well, it doesn't have to. Introducing the junk drawer business, we organize the chaos so you don't have to.
And then it does it again. It's just here, right? So you can download this. You could share it with somebody. You can put it on Facebook. You could do whatever you really wanted with this. I mean, there is a spot where it looks like she's actually closing the drawer backwards. I don't know if you can notice that, but
does your junk drawer look like this? Well, it doesn't have to. Introducing the junk drawer.
Yeah, that move right there.
The chaos so you don't have to.
We organize the chaos so you don't have to. I'm like, oh shoot, if I was actually going to have this as a business, this isn't a bad way to start off with like some sort of, video. Now, could you go ahead and, tweak this up with some other video editing software, a little bit of CapCut maybe or something? Perhaps, or some other kind of video generator or editing software. Yes, Clipchamp. Maybe Pictory. I'm trying to think about some other ones or whatever, or DaVinci. You can go ahead and do whatever you want, but this is pretty awesome for the first go round. So you have all these different uses, and once again, it just pulled it straight, all the information from the notebook. Now these actual videos right here only are about 8 seconds long, 8 seconds-ish long, but still pretty cool. And they're sound. I didn't have to go into 11 labs or anything. So I think it is really, really cool that, let me get rid of the video, that we have this option now to go ahead and just add notebooks. And I think that there's going to be a lot more use cases that pop up. Some I'm going to stumble into myself, and some you might find on your own, because that's what kind of happens when a bunch of people get in and start playing around with stuff. You end up finding some really, really cool things. So that is it as far as this new feature for NotebookLM and what you can really do with it. Like, it's a feature, it's a small thing, but it's also at the same time very large. Now, if you are picking up what I'm putting down, if you are liking the actual teaching, what you're learning here, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, whatever else I have to say as far as that's concerned. There are freebies below if you're someone who's interested in actually making printables, things of that nature, and just basic cool things down there that you might want to go ahead and snatch on up. That's about it for me. You take care, be well, and play around with this stuff and make something awesome. And come back and share. I love hearing about what people make with stuff that they've actually learned from me in some way, shape, or form. All right, you take care. Bye.